Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. In today's video, I'm going over the Week 10 tight end rankings from tight end 1 all the way through 20 and why I have them ranked where they are. Now, before I get in the video, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite website to play daily fantasy on, and it is very, very, very simple. Even I can get and play well on this website. Now, it is very, very simple. Like I said, it's a start sit format. All you got to do is make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks, and it is super simple. Pretty much right here, you can see one of the examples here would be Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers. Personally, Lamar Jackson against the Cincinnati Bengals, I think that is a very easy matchup. So to me, I think he will outscore Aaron Rodgers against the Carolina Panthers. It is that easy. All you got to do is do that 11 more times plus the 3 alternate picks, and you can go and try to win that money. Now, if you go that perfect 12 and 0 in the $109 game, you could win $28,000. I know that's like a lot of money, but even in the $2 game, you could win roughly $3,500 if you have that beautiful 12 and 0. Now, if you were in the top 10% of the entries in that contest, you win 9 times your buy-in, which is huge. But before I end this roll, I'd like to actually tell you guys a new strategy that I have discovered that I personally have used the last couple of weeks and have found some success in. So, say I like Jameis Winston a lot this week to beat Drew Brees. So, I picked Jameis Winston against the Arizona Cardinals, and then I'm going to stack him with his wide receiver, Mr. Mike Evans, to beat Tyreek Hill. Because if I personally believe that Jameis Winston is going to have a good game, I also believe Mike Evans will, and then you get 2 correct pretty much for the price of 1. At least to me, that makes a lot of sense. It is something that I like to implore every week on OverlayDFS.com. So, make sure to check them out. Link down below in the description, OverlayDFS.com. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. Let's get right into these Week 10 tight end rankings. At number 1, we have Travis Kelce going up against the Tennessee Titans. Now, right now, I think that it's hard to rank anyone in these rankings above Travis Kelce. Now, I know Mark Andrews has a really juicy matchup, but I love Travis Kelce every single week. While he has not been producing all that well, he is bound to regress. And by regress, I mean positive regression into being straight up amazing. You drafted him so highly, and he has not performed. With Patrick Mahomes playing in this game, I really do believe that Travis Kelce can have a huge bounce back game here against the Tennessee Titans and really go out there and perform well. So I really like him this week against the Tennessee Titans. Now at number 2, we have Mr. Mark Andrews going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the Cincinnati Bengals defense is atrocious. Why is he not ranked number 1? Because I really think that Travis Kelce is going to get force-fed in this game by Patrick Mahomes. Mark Andrews and that team are going to get up early and they're going to run the ball out, and that's why he's not ranked number 1, because I don't think he has the potential to have a humongous game. But even here against the Bengals, his game is going to be still a big game, just not number 1 for me. Cincinnati Bengals defense isn't good against the run. The pass, they ain't good against fucking anything. And Mark Andrews is going to be able to go in there and walk all over the Cincinnati Bengals. At number 3, we have Mr. George Kittle going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, right now, I am not sure if George Kittle is going to play. As I'm recording this video, I am very unsure. So if you have another option besides George Kittle, go ahead and put them in. But, well, mainly because it is the Monday night game. So if you play him and he's not there and you're stuck starting some other shitty tight end, like some shitty Seattle tight end, you might as well just get in the other tight end early. But with that said, George Kittle will be great if he gets the go ahead. Now on Sunday, I'll have a better grasp on whether he's going to be playing or not, so I can update that down below in the comments. But right now, George Kittle is ranked number 3 because of this matchup. I think he's going to play big. He's probably the best tight end in fantasy football right now. But if he doesn't play, obviously he goes from 3 to tight end 3,000 because he's not going to score you any points. At number 4, we have Mr. Austin Hoopgod going against the New Orleans Saints. Now, Austin Hooper has not really been performing all that well the last couple of weeks, but now Mr. Matty Ice is coming back, and Austin Hooper is going to get fed by Mr. Matty Ice. Matt Ryan is going to feed him big. Austin Hoopgod is going to ball out against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans this week. At number 5, we have Mr. Drop My Drawers and Let Her See My Third Leg, Greg Olsen, going against the Green Bay Packers. Now, Greg Olsen really hasn't done all that much this season. His stats looked pretty good the first couple of weeks, and then he's really tapered off. And the thing is, there's so many teams on bye this week. There are 6 teams on bye that you are really scraping the bottom of the barrel down here. And just at number 5, I don't love Greg Olsen this week, but I'm going to go ahead and rank him in the top 5 because I know if Kyle Allen throws the ball to him 6 times, he will put up a good fantasy day. At number 6, we have my main man, Eric Ebron, going up against the Miami Dolphins. Now, this is about as juicy of a matchup as Mark Andrews against the Cincinnati Bengals. Eric Ebron should be able to go home into Indianapolis and absolutely skullfuck the Miami Dolphins. Now, the problem with Eric Ebron is the fact that Jack Doyle is there and he takes away some of his targets. But at the end of the day, I think Eric Ebron goes out there and performs well and is a top 6 tight end this week. At number 7, we have Mr. Gerald Everett going against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Now, Tyler Higbee, his usage has been going down. Gerald Everett's has been going up. And with Brandon Cooks out, I think Gerald Everett's going to be heavily used in this game against the Steelers. I like him a lot. He's a safety blanket for Jared Goff, who is really not the greatest quarterback. At number 8, we have Mr. TJ Hawkingod going up against the Chicago Bears. Now, TJ Hawkinson is either going to destroy or get you 3 points. There is no in between for TJ Hawkinson. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he either will score like 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, or he's going to score you 20 points. There's literally no in between. And against the Chicago Bears, it may be one of those games where he just scores you 5 points, but he's ranked so high because you know if Matt Stafford feeds him the ball, he could go for over 100 yards and a touchdown and like 8 or 9 catches. At number 9, we have Mr. Jonnu Smith going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Delanie Walker likely not playing in this game, which obviously means Jonnu Smith is going to move up. He had one good game and has played okay in the other games. I think this week against the Kansas City Chiefs is an optimal matchup for him. Ryan Tannehill clearly likes throwing him the ball. My only worry is in this game that the Kansas City Chiefs are just skull fucking them and that Ryan Tannehill is just throwing it deep down the field for the last quarter of the game, trying to somehow get back into this game. At number 10, we have Mr. Jack Doyle going up against my Miami Dolphins. Now, I know I told you Eric Ebron was ranked 6th. So how the fuck do you have 2 tight ends on the same team ranked in your top 10, Nick? Are you fucking stupid? And the answer is yes, I am a bit stupid, but not about this. They are both going to get usage in this game. And if Jack Doyle's the one who scores the touchdown, he will be ranked higher than Eric Ebron. The reason why Eric Ebron's ranked higher is because, in my opinion, he has the more likelihood to find that end zone. But I still like Jack Doyle this week in a very juicy matchup against the Miami Dolphins, who cannot stop a tight end. At number 11, we have Mr. Mike Gesicki, Indianapolis Colts tight end. Now, Mike Gesicki actually has started to boom the last couple of games. Last week with a humongous game against the New York Football Jets. This week in another good matchup against a defense that is not that great against a tight end. Mike Gesicki and Mr. Ryan Fitzmagic have developed a love affair like Sam Darnold and kissing girls that are probably not old enough because he's getting mono. Now, Mike Gesicki is going to be scoring a touchdown in this game, in my opinion. I think he's going to be catching a lot of balls, but if he doesn't end up finding that end zone, I would be worried about him, and that's why he is ranked number 11, but he's still a top 12 guy. And my final top 12 guy is Vance McDonald going up against the LA Rams. Now, Vance McDonald is very hit or miss. Mr. Mason Rudolph is not as good of a quarterback as Big Ben. If it was Big Ben, I think Vance McDonald would have potential to be huge this week against the Rams. But with that said, he's going to get the ball thrown to him enough times to warrant being a top 12 tight end in fantasy this week. Now on to 13 through 20. So if you guys have enjoyed thus far, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Number 13, we have Mr. O.J. Howard going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this is an amazing matchup for the tight end, O.J. Howard. But the problem here is that Jameis Winston, famous Jameis, does not like the tight end. Last year, it seemed like he did. It seemed like Ryan Fitzpatrick could throw it to O.J. Howard. This year, it looks like Jameis Winston doesn't even see the tight end. You saw that picture of him from when they were playing in London. He was squinting. You know the motherfucker needs to use contacts, and he just doesn't like to use contacts. So, O.J. Howard is a very good tight end, a very skilled tight end in the NFL. Any team could use him, except for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because he just doesn't get the ball thrown to him. This matchup is so juicy that he is ranked 13 strictly because of the matchup. If Jameis Winston finally gets his head straight out of his ass and decides to throw the ball O.J. Howard's way, he is going to absolutely eat and have a fantastic game. But But the fact is, Jameis Winston is not that great, and that's why he's ranked outside of the top 12. If Jameis threw the ball to him, he'd probably be a top 5 tight end this week. At number 14, we have Mr. JC, Jared Cook, going against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Jared Cook hasn't done shit this season. He's kind of like O.J. Howard, but he went a little later, so you're not as disappointed in picking him. But this week against the Atlanta Falcons in New Orleans, I like Jared Cook a decent amount. But the thing is, he's just not getting enough balls thrown his way to warrant being a top 10-ish guy. This matchup is pretty much just as good as the Arizona matchup. This Atlanta matchup is easy, and it should be good. Jared Cook should be cooking up the defense, but with the way Drew Brees has been throwing the ball not too much to the tight end, I don't love Jared Cook this week. At number 15, we have Jimmy Graham. Jimmy G going up against the Carolina Panthers. Now, Jimmy Graham has not been performing. He's put up goose eggs. He's put up probably 2 good games this season. The rest, all duds. I don't like Jimmy Graham. And the thing is, when you're rolling him out there, you have to hope. You pray to the gods of fantasy football. You say, please, fantasy Lord, bless me with a touchdown today. And you know what's going to happen? If he doesn't score you a touchdown, he's going to score you 2 fucking points. So you're going to be pissed off. But if you pray for that touchdown, you lay all your beliefs in him, you can start him. I would start him over all these guys ranked below him, obviously. But with that said, you're relying heavily on that touchdown, and you're relying heavily on that big Rod Rodgers game. At number 16, we have Mr. RG Ryan Griffin going against the New York Football Jets. Now, Football Giants, he's on the Jets. Now, if Chris Herndon plays, right now, I am so unsure on if Chris Herndon plays that I just put Ryan Griffin there. But if Chris Herndon plays, you put him here at 16 and you take Ryan Griffin out. But right now, I am very unsure about Chris Herndon's availability, so I would play Mr. Ryan Griffin over him. But obviously, if that fucking changes and Chris Herndon's the one playing, then you play him at number 16. Now, Ryan Griffin has been targeted heavily by Sammy Mano in the red zone. He's been scoring touchdowns, unlike some other guys on that team. Shout out to you, Le'Veon Bell. Ryan Griffin is going to be good this week, or Chris Herndon's going to be good. Both of them will be great because Sam Darnold loves that tight end, and he loves throwing interceptions. At number 17, we have Mr. KR, Kyle Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it's not December yet, so Kyle Rudolph has not gotten out there and balled out yet. But against the Dallas Cowboys, he's just going to get a top 17 ranking, because there's no other fucking tight ends. Kyle Rudolph is a gamble, a humongous gamble. Kirk Cousins on a primetime game is terrible. I would rather put more hope in fucking Dwayne Hashcan's trash can. Dwayne Haskins is terrible. I would have more confidence that he would have a better game on a huge stage like this than Kyle Rudolph. Not than Kyle Rudolph, than Kirk Cousins. But I really think Kirk Cousins is going to have this good game, but I am not confident in it. And if Kyle Rudolph somehow gets open and Kirk Cousins sees him, then he will have a good enough game to warrant being top 20. The reason why he's ranked top 20, mainly because you can actually see him getting 1 or 2 targets a game, whereas a lot of these other tight ends, it is a bit more confusing. At number 18, we have Dawson Knox one time, if you're with me, going up against the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is going to try to go into their own stadium and get a fucking win. I know. The Browns have disappointed all season. You all know who's been a big non-disappointment? The Buffalo Bills. And no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. But I think that the Cleveland Browns win this game outright, and they go in there into their own stadium and win a big game, and Josh Allen does not come up with the win. But Dawson Knox, given that he is that big body, he is a tight end that can be scoring a touchdown. He's a guy that Josh Allen looks for in the red zone. He's going to Dawson Knox one time and hop into that fucking end zone. And if he scores, he will be worth this top 18 start. If not, you're probably looking at about 2, 3, or 4 PPR points. At number 19, we have Rhett Ellison going up against the New York Jets. Now, Evan Ingram has been fucked up all season. He's been an injury problem, and now they're looking at maybe potentially sliding him into the IR. And Rhett Ellison is not a terrible tight end. He's the other tight end on the not the Green Bay Packers, the New York Football Giants. And you probably think that it's fucking, if you're watching the game on a standard definition TV, you probably think it's Evan Ingram scoring, but it ends up being Rhett Ellison because they're both these big boys, and Rhett Ellison is going to play a decent enough game against the Jets. Danny Dimes has to throw the ball to the tight end because he can't throw the ball to anyone else on the field. So I like Mr. Rhett Ellison this week. Coming in at number 20, and the final ranking in my rankings is Tyler Eifert going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if I know anything about football, it's that rookie tight end, not rookie tight ends, rookie quarterbacks, aka Ryan Finley, love to target that tight end. They love to target their safe option, and that is Tyler Eifert. So if that comes true, Tyler Eifert will be worthy of a top 20 start. But like I said, there's so many teams on bye that Tyler Eifert is normally a shit tier start. But this week, he could be good because there's so many teams on bye. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If at any point you ended up enjoying, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. There will be one more video this week on overlaydfs.com, link down below in the description. And then there will be a live stream Sunday morning before the game. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to click that subscribe button. Like I said, I love each and every single one of you guys. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Goodbye, my friends.